Hi, and welcome back to another AnyRPG Development Livestream. In these videos, I livestream the development of the AnyRPG Engine, a 100% free and open source role-playing game engine designed in Unity and written in C#. These videos are unscripted and give you a chance to take a behind-the-scenes look at the unfiltered, methodical side of software development. For more information on AnyRPG, be sure to check out AnyRPG.org, where you can find documentation on the engine, links to the full source code at the official GitHub repository, and downloadable versions of AnyRPG Alpha, a free game designed to showcase the features of the AnyRPG engine. If you'd like to see more of this type of content in the future, be sure to like the videos, subscribe to the Cohesion YouTube channel, or just leave a message in the comments telling me what you'd like to see. In today's episode, we will be continuing our work on the creation of a Unity package, and we're almost done that. We, in the last episode, managed to get to the point where we have all of the content for the entire alpha game basically in there. And what we're going to be focusing on this time right now is just getting all of the animations switched over to public domain animations, because there are still a few in the engine that aren't public domain animations yet. So to begin, what I want to do is just go through and look at everything that we have so far and see what their dependencies are. So to do that, we just need to grab all of our scenes, and now we see 5 scenes selected over there, and now I can right click on that and go select dependencies. And when this dependency list comes up, we'll go to the export screen, and then we'll be able to see what stuff we still need to replace. So this takes a little while Unity goes through and finds all the dependencies. There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, good. That's all selected. So now if we go export package, 1058 objects there. And we have to uncheck this include dependencies, because that one doesn't work properly and just always selects all the scripts. So there we go. All right, so let's see what we still have. It looks like our example cutscene camera prefab is still up in the alpha directory. So that's easy to fix. We just need to move that down. So we'll go to example prefabs. We'll make a camera directory down here. And we'll grab the example cutscene camera and move it down into that example directory. So that's good. And then let's just collapse that and see what else we have here. Rune Sword Healing Projectile. Interesting. Okay, so I think these are all coming from our actual rune sword. Yeah, it looks like they're still coming from our rune sword likely. So if I go into our resources in, not the engine, but actually let's close up the alpha just to make that a little easier to see. And here we go. Now if we go into the resources folder for the examples folder and look at our items and look at our weapons, we have example rune sword here. Okay, these are all example things, so that actually looks okay. If we look at the on hit, we get the example rune sword on hit effect. And if we look at that. There we go. So we get rune sword hit attack here. So that's the problem. So what we want is the example version of that. Example, let's see, rune sword hit attack. Example rune sword hit attack. That's better. Okay. And that might actually fix like half of this stuff here. We also have some animations coming in there. It's the backslash and quick slash, and animations are one of the things we're going to deal with for this level, so that's fine. We still have a reference to the rabbit somehow, and more of these. And actually, interestingly enough, we still have references to like the necromancer. Okay, well, let's go in and just start replacing some of the crafting animations, because I know like we have issues with some of the animations. So if we look at what's a good example, crafting ability, like logging. So if I go to example logging axe here, let's see, this is a holdable object, and we have AnyRPG axe, but that's actually in a third party, it's based on a third party model. So let's look at the scene here. We're going to pull in this axe. We're going to hit F to focus on it. And what we need to do is basically make a new axe that's our own axe that we own. So to do that, we can just basically model kind of off of this one. So let's make that a little skinnier, and we'll just basically be making the handle here. You know what? I actually want a cylinder for the handle. Why not? We don't need a cube. We can do better than that. So 3D object, cylinder. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. So 0.2, 0.2. Yeah, we'll make it even smaller than that. 0.1, 0.1. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's better. And maybe we can make the handle a little smaller too. So 0.5. And then we can move that up a little bit. Whoops. Whoa. Let's try that again. 0.5. And then there. Move it up. Sort of match it up with that handle there. And that looks pretty good. Yeah, that's about right. So now we've got a handle that's approximately the same size as the existing axe, and then we're just going to attach a cube onto the end of that, and the cube is going to be the head of the axe, so we can pull it out and make it about that long. Drag it up to the top there. Pull it up to here. There we go. And now we have an AnyRPG example axe. And if we remove that one, there we go. Okay, awesome. So we've got an axe that we own now, and we can redistribute. So we will pull that into our example prefabs folder somewhere way down here. Example prefabs, and I'll worry about categorizing it later. So the next thing we want to do is we want to make an example pickaxe. So I think I have an AnyRPG pickaxe right here. So let's see. Yeah, okay, so we'll pull that into the scene. We'll get rid of these two guys right here. I'm just going to unpack that prefab completely because we've already got a handle that's pretty much sitting exactly where we want. And in fact, this cube is pretty much exactly where we want. So let's just make that, I don't know, a little skinnier. It doesn't really need to be bent. And then remove that. And hey, look at that. We've got a pickaxe. So we're just going to now pull that into our prefabs folder for the examples. And first I'm just going to rename it pickaxe. And just put it in there. Good. And now we've got an example pickaxe. And the next thing we need is we want, actually, we need like a whole pile of stuff here. So let's see. We need a rune sword. So I'm just going to pull the rune sword in here. And there we go. We've got our rune sword. Our rune sword is actually almost the exact same size as that existing handle, so that's kind of cool. So what I'll do then is I'll just get rid of the pickaxe out of the scene, unpack this prefab right here, and then I will spin the cube around, holding down Control, rotate it 90 degrees, and then oh, that looks really interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna, I think I went over 90 degrees there. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and then this will be kind of like the handle on the sword here. So let's make this a little skinnier, and then a little narrower, and then we'll just pull it down to like here and there. Now it's kind of like a sword. And let's see, yeah, I mean, it's not fantastic, but you get the idea. So we'll take away the rune sword, and there's our AnyRPG example rune sword. So example rune sword, and pull that over into our example prefabs folder as well. And then we also need a dragon blade. So AnyRPG dragon blade prefab, get the rune sword out of the scene, unpack this one. Okay, yeah, nice long dragon blade. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just start by spinning our rune sword around till it looks about there. So this is, let's just shore that up, -90. And then let's see, we just need to make this 1 on the y-axis pretty much, and then move it up a little bit so that the handle positions match. There we go. And now I got a nice long dragon blade. Cool. Maybe I'll shorten it just a little bit so it kind of matches the height of the existing dragon blade. Yeah, there we go. And let's see, is the handle, can I pull, about there, okay. And then maybe we'll pull down that cube just a little bit and then shrink that so it kind of matches the existing position of this thing right here. Good, and they're still the same length, perfect. So now we have our AnyRPG example dragon blade, and we can pull that prefab into our prefabs directory too. The next thing we need is the initiates staff. So pull in the initiate staff into our scene, and it's that long. So then basically I can just like turn off the cube, take that, whoops, you know what, Control Z, turn the cube back on, unpack that prefab completely first. Now, you know what, I still want something with a cube on it. Actually, you know what, none of my other weapons need a cube anymore, I don't think. So we can just get rid of that cube, and then let's just shrink this to make it about the same size as this initiate's staff here. Yeah, it's about the same size, so that looks good. We will rename this AnyRPG Example Initiates Staff and move that into our example prefabs directory, and then unpack that completely, take the initiate staff out and make the bone staff. So we have the AnyRPG bone staff, we'll pull that in. Wow, this one's like humongous. I remember I actually shrink the bone staff model when I'm holding it, and that's exactly why here, just because of the scale. I'm just going to make this thing big just to match the bone staff, basically. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then let's see, create an empty 3D object, and we'll just put like a sphere on top of it. Wow, that sphere looks super distorted based on the fact that this initiate staff is distorted. Let's just pull the sphere out of here. Set the scale to 111. Move it up to where the head is here. And then I don't know if we pull this thing back down. Yeah, there we go. So now its scale has been auto-adjusted to match that. Yeah, that's better. So now we can call this the AnyRPG Example Bone Staff. And we can pull that down into the prefabs directory. And then the next item that we have in the game is the bone shield. So we'll take the bone staff, remove it from the scene, grab the AnyRPG bone shield, pop it in there, and then we'll make something that sort of matches that. So we're gonna unpack this prefab, and to be totally honest, we don't need any of these primitives anymore. I'm just gonna create a new cube for the bone shield. 0, 0, 0. Just put it on top of the bone shield, and then we'll just start adjusting it so it sort of matches the dimensions. So drag it upwards, make it skinny like a shield. And move it over a little bit. And I guess, yeah, let's drag it up a little bit. Okay, and then make it a little skinnier. Okay, that looks good, I think. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. All I really wanted was just like a cube that you can sort of see it's supposed to be a shield. So AnyRPG Example Bone Shield. Okay, and we'll pull that into the prefabs directory as well. And these are basically all like holdables. Under prefabs, I'm just going to create a new folder. I suppose they're all like prefabs, items. Yeah, why not make like a hierarchy here? So we'll just do the same hierarchy that we actually have for items. It's like item, weapon. Because if we look in the resources hierarchy, you can see that we've got basically item, weapons, armor, and such. So we'll have the prefabs hierarchy approximately the same. So item, armor, weapon, and I guess I'll just create a folder called holdables as well for the other stuff. So then we can drag in the example axe and pickaxe into holdables, and then our bone staff, dragon blade, initiate staff, and rune sword down into weapons, and then the bone shield, we'll just drag it into items here. And let's see, is our bone shield in armor? No, you know what the funny thing is? I think we actually have our bone shield in the weapons folder here. Oh, you know what I forgot to make? A rune hammer. Okay, so we'll make a rune hammer as well in a second here. But yeah, so that's fine. Our bone shield can just go in with the weapons because I want to be consistent with what we've already done. So now I'll take our example bone shield, actually our regular bone shield, delete it from there. Example bone shield, just delete that as well, and then look for our rune hammer. So we'll pull in the rune hammer into the scene, and then, oops, okay, yeah, and then we'll make a rune hammer of our own. So we'll just pop a cylinder in there. Move it over, stretch it out a little bit. Oh, wow, no wonder that looks huge. Whoops. Yeah, let's try that again. First, our cylinder is going to go at 0, 0, 0, so then it's basically on top of this thing. And I think I found that 0.1 gave a handle that was approximately skinny enough. And then we'll just move the head of that down and pull the bottom of it up till it's about the same length. And then I'm going to make the cube for the top separately before I parent it, because otherwise we'll get that weird distortion effect because of how we distorted the cylinder. So we'll just pull this up a little bit and drag the bottom up until it's about the right height. Make the sides skinnier until they're sort of over top of the hammer, and then drag in the ends till it's about there. Alright, that's good. We've got a nice hammer now, and maybe extend the bottom a bit there. Looks just like Thor's hammer, right? Mjolnir. Alright, so now we'll take the cube, we'll pop it into the cylinder, we'll rename the cylinder to AnyRPG Example Rune Hammer, and we'll pull that out into our prefabs weapon folder. Good, so now we have all of our right, oh, that's a search box, that's why I'm seeing multiple things. Okay, so in our weapon folder we have 6 prefab assets, and if we look down in our resources weapons folder, we have the exact same 6 assets. Perfect, so now we have prefabs for basically everything that we need. So then if we go into our holdable objects resources folder, then we can swap all these out. So the AnyRPG bone shield can become the example bone shield. The bone staff can become our example bone staff. The dragon blade can become our example dragon blade. Fish. Ah, that's a good one. Let's see. For now, I'm just going to make fish the white sphere 1 meter. For the ham, I'm just going to make the ham the brown sphere 1 meter. Fishing pole. Here's something really interesting. Let's go look up that fishing pole. If you go to the sources page on AnyRPG, the fishing pole is like the one thing that I didn't get off of the Unity asset store. It's off of Sketchfab. The license on this, CC attribution. Share, copy, and redistribute the medium in any material or format. You must give appropriate credit, provide a link to the license, and indicate if changes were made. Okay. So on our sources page, I will be making a link to the author and copying in the license, and we actually can redistribute the bamboo fishing rod, which is awesome. I really wish the Unity Asset Store had something like this on it so that we knew what the licensing terms of things were. If you're listening and you're a Unity dev or you work for Unity, please add something like this, because right now it's kind of sad that Sketchfab is actually better for finding licensed work than the Unity Asset Store is. So that's great. We don't need to change the fishing pole prefab. We get to keep using it because we are free to redistribute it. So the red potion here, I'm just going to switch that out for the red sphere 1 meter. The initiate staff, I'm going to switch out for the example initiate staff. The logging axe can become the example axe. The mana potion can be swapped out for the blue sphere, 1 meter. The mining pickaxe can be swapped out for our new example pickaxe. The rune hammer can be swapped out for our new rune hammer, and the rune sword can be swapped out for the rune sword. Okay, great. So now we have hopefully removed like pretty much all references to any other prefabs. So let's take a look. I was still getting some weird references to like the original goblins and stuff. So let's look at our scenes again and do that whole find dependencies thing and see if we have other references, and if so, where they're coming from. So select dependencies. There we go, and right click on them and go export package. And uncheck this include dependencies. Okay, good. So something is still referring to the stunned 3 seconds effect. We actually even still have references to the original Sunsworn and Undead. And the cartoon rabbits somehow. Let's start with the stunned 3 seconds effect. So first I'll look at the example version of it. And okay, I'll look at that version of it, and let me select dependencies. I don't know if that's really going to tell us too much. It's interesting that it actually finds status effect as a... Oh, right, yeah, of course, because that is actually a status effect. Um, I'm trying to figure out where that's actually coming from. I think what we need to do, because this select dependencies, I don't think it's working properly, is I just need to go down and find the ability pretty much that's using that. So in our example folder, in our resources folder, we have attacks, and I know for a fact that my overhead slam does a yeah, there we go. Okay. I thought I changed all of this stuff, but it looks like it's either like reverted, or maybe this was one of those things where Unity crashed and I hadn't hit the save. So there we go. We have the example stun 3 seconds effect, and the ability prefab is just going to be the yellow sphere 1 meter. Might as well make it transparent. Okay, good. So let's save that. And I just want to go through, okay, yeah, this is the problem here. So we have a quick slash and a spinning slash. I need to delete that. And the example quick slash is an attack effect. So we need to remove that. And the skill attack yellow can be changed for the yellow sphere 1 meter transparent. And then the two-handed sword, I need to delete basically all of those example abilities. We only have one animation that I found in the entire set that is usable as an attack animation, so all of our weapons are going to have the exact same animation for their attack. So the on-hit audio clip is none, and skill attack blue, so we'll do blue sphere 1 meter transparent. And I feel like I'm missing staff attacks here, so let's go up into the alpha resources. Ability effect instant attack. Right. Our staff doesn't have any special abilities, that's why. Our staff just has the auto attack. Okay. So that's why we don't have a staff folder in here, and that makes sense. Basically, staffs are for casters, and we don't want people hitting people with special abilities with staffs, which is why we didn't give the staff any special abilities. We want casters just casting with it. So That's okay. So now what we need to do is we need to go into the base ability versions of those, and these will be on animated attacks. There we go. And then one-handed swords. So we have our example quick slash. The ability effect is fine, but this animation clip we need to basically take away. So any RPG star chop. No, okay. I need to go figure out where that animation is. So I think like it's actually down in here somewhere. It was part of the huge mocap library, and if I search in mocap animations, okay, we have chopping wood. And let me just check if this was the animation that I was going to use. Yeah, that was definitely the animation, I think. Let me check this one. We have two chopping wood animations. Huh. You know, this one's not that bad also. Okay, so let's just see. If I look for AnyRPG, I don't think I made my own version of that yet. No, I didn't. Okay. So that's great. We'll make our own versions of the chopping wood animations then. So what we'll do is copy that. This is going to be called AnyRPG. Chop. Actually, AnyRPG 2H chop wood to hit, I suppose. And we don't want the first frame there. We can start, yeah, right about there. Okay. And we're going to end. Yeah, that's probably fine. And let's see. Boom. Boom. Okay, good. That'll work, I think. So we have AnyRPG two-hand chop wood to hit. And let's just apply that. And then we'll do the other chopping wood as well. There's might as well, right? So this will be AnyRPG. Yeah, this is still a 2H chop wood. And I'll just call it like multi-hit because there was a whole pile of them in there. I don't even remember how many. Yeah, we can start it there. And we can end it like right there. So let's see here. This is a long animation. Wow. But actually that's kind of cool. So I think what I'll do is like I'll use this one for like the chopping wood for a tree animation, and then I think I'll use the other chopping wood for a different animation. Okay, so let's apply that, and now we have our AnyRPG animations there. So I can go back to, and yeah, this is in the unused external content directory. If you notice that, there's a reason for that. It's a bad reason, and the bad reason is that every time I try to copy it, I get this Unity error about can't copy it because I don't know exactly why not. Anyway, I think I just have to move that out into the directory when the Unity editor is closed. Because I think like it tries to start copying the files and then locks one of them and then is unable to move it because it's locked for some reason or another. So let's go up into our example directory and okay, let's go up in our example directory again. Okay, example // so AnyRPG star chop, 2-hand chop wood 2-hit. And then same for the 2-handed sword. These are all just going to have that exact same chop wood 2-hit. For the mace, same thing, overhead slam, chop wood 2-hit. Okay, and that looks good. So then we also have our profession animations. Alchemy needs to be swapped out for crafting hammering, I believe. Let me just check because I think this was the one. Yeah, that's fine. It's like kind of hammering. But basically it looks like he's doing something on a table. And that's also good because that's like a public domain animation coming from the huge mocap library there. So going back to our example professions, let's see, actually these can all have that same animation. So blacksmithing, cooking, inscription, jewelry, leatherworking, tailoring, and woodworking. These are all things where he's going to be standing at a table, so that little hammering animation is pretty good. Now for the skinning, we have like this carry pickup animation. And I believe, yeah, we don't own this animation and it's not public domain. So we'll want like an animation that is public domain for that. So let's go back into our huge mocap library here, and I'm going to search for pick. Actually, you know what? First I'm going to search for AnyRPG just to see if we've actually made any like pickup animations. We have crafting, hammering, chopping wood, bow and arrow, fishing, reeling. No. Okay, so we don't have a pickup animation. So I know there actually was like some great pickup animations in here. This one I think actually was one of them. No, that was the wrong one. Picking up a ball. No, that was a little bit slow. There's actually like pick up squat objects. It was like one of these ones? No. I think there was like pick up box off of ground. Okay, we can use part of that animation. Let's just make that a little bigger there. So basically, yeah. Okay, so from right here, he does a, no, maybe that wasn't the one. There actually is a pickup animation where he picks something up and puts it on a shelf. Let's try looking for shelf. Oh, AnyRPG pickup put on shelf. Oh wow, that's exactly the animation I was looking for. How did I miss that? I see. I named the animation, but I didn't name the internal animation, and that's what I was looking for. Okay, good. So we'll make an animation here that ends without the whole putting on shelf thing. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to rename this to AnyRPG pickup put on shelf. Apply. And then we'll make a new animation here, and we'll just start it like right there. And he isn't going to actually put it on the shelf at the end. He's just going to like pick it up right there. Good. So that's about how long we want it. And this second animation is just going to be called AnyRPG pickup. We'll apply that. Good. And now we can go back into our professions here. So fishing, interesting, missing casting animation clip. Okay. AnyRPG fishing and reeling. And then herbalism is a pickup, so that's AnyRPG pickup. Logging, we can change that to AnyRPG star chop wood multi-hit. And this one has a casting time of 5.7 seconds, but if I look at this animation, the total time is, where is it here? Does it say? Yeah, 7.75 seconds. So we're just going to adjust that to match. So if we go to our professions here and look at logging, we'll change that to 7.7 seconds, close enough. For mining, we have the two-handed overhead axe, but we need to change that for the AnyRPG star chop wood 2-hit. And we need to get rid of the sound effect there as well. Actually, let me just make sure I don't have audio clips I didn't miss in any of the other ones. Yeah, logging, we need to get rid of those sound effects. Okay, I see. Also, yeah, actually fishing pole is fine. in fact, I need to find that fishing pole because fishing all. There we go. AnyRPG bamboo fishing rod. Let's see, where is this? Okay, so this is in, yeah, that's fine. It's in a used external content directory, which is fine. Totally fine, because we know that we have permission to redistribute that. Okay, so then we will go back down into our professions, and I still want to give the holdable object name as example fishing pole. And this should be the example logging axe. And this should be the example mining pickaxe. This should be any RPG pickup. Okay, so that stuff all looks good now. So now basically all of our professions should be using the right animations. So let's do another check for dependencies. So we'll save that. And then go back in, right, select load game manager, hold down control, select default scene, hold down control, select example cut scene, hold down control, select combat scene, and then go back into the engine and into the scenes directory there, hold down control, select main menu. Now we want to select dependencies and then wait for our dependency list to come up here. And we'll see what references we still have left over to non-public domain stuff. So click on export package so we get a nice list of it where we can see them in our folder hierarchy. Okay, uncheck include dependencies. All right, so one-handed sword, quick bash, and quick slash we're still referring to, and two-handed sword, upward twisting slash we're still referring to. I think I know what we need to do to fix that. Basically, if we go to, where is it here? We have our weapons, and I think it's actually under animation profile. So my example one-hand sword has these moves right here. Yeah, okay. So what we need to do actually, we need to set basically all of these clips to nothing, because we don't have animations that we own that are specific to these weapons for those types of things. So get rid of the death, get rid of the sword and shield run. They'll just be using like the regular in and out of combat run animations for this stuff. And then we only have one sword move, and that is if we go to our base ability, animated attacks, one-handed sword, we have example quick slash. Right, which is actually that's an animation. So yeah, chop wood 2-hit. This is what we're going to be using for everything. Is just that that really simple 2-hit chop wood animation. So then that means we need to go into our animation profile for the two-handed mace. Set that to 1. Chop wood 2-hit. And then we need to set all of those to none. No, I guess we can't. Like I hit none and hit enter and it doesn't do anything. I guess I actually have to click on it. I wonder if I spell it the same, if it'll auto-select it. Nope, apparently not. So basically, we just need to get rid of references to all these animations because these animations are not things that we own. So we can use them in the game because everything on the Unity Asset Store pretty much has permission that you can use it in your game, but we just can't redistribute them. So get rid of all those animations. Okay, that looks good. Let's just save that. And then same thing we need to do for two-handed sword. This is going to be the chop wood 2-hit animation. And then once again, all these just need to be swapped out with none. I don't suppose I can't. I don't think I can multi-select those or multi-edit them. Okay, almost done that. Okay, good. And for the staff, yeah, that's where we're getting the MK stuff from. So same deal with the staff. Chop wood 2-hit is the only auto attack we'll have for that. And then we'll just set the combat stuff to none because we don't have any special animation clips public domain for the staff. And then the unarmed attacks, those are fine mostly. Okay, so the stun animation, the death animation, those we don't own. Everything else we do. And the jump animations we don't own either. So we need to find basically some stunned and jump animations. Okay. So let's do that. In the raw mocap data, we have some jump animations, I think. No, I don't know why that would be called idle jump up. You know what? What's at the beginning of that, and why is... I think maybe there's just no animation data for the first couple frames. Well, that's definitely not a jump animation. You know what's probably going to be easier? Why don't we just search for the word jump and then set this to current directory, so raw mocap data. Okay, no jumping there. Okay, that was like a jump down. That was also a jump down. What we want basically is a jump where he's like standing on the same area. That's a pretty cool backflip. Huh, nice. Yeah, so these are jump down stuff as well. But we don't want to jump down, we want like a jump on flat ground and return to flat ground. So these are all jump downs. Jump up high. Yeah, same deal. Climbing ladders. No. Jump up low. These are all jump ups. We don't want really a jump up. Okay, let's keep looking. We got jump down. Let's, ooh, you know what? No, I was kind of hoping I could find something in there that would make a good like falling loop, but it's not a complete enough falling loop. Because we do need like a fall loop for our jump animations. Okay, no. Wow, no wonder I never used any of these before, because they don't have like a stand still and jump, I don't think. Okay. So I don't think any of those are actually going to be useful for us. So let's see, in the raw mocap, or the huge mocap library here, we don't have stunned. Do we have dizzy? No, we don't have dizzy. Okay, now what about jump? that one's got a bad arm. So I'm just going to rename that to bad arms so we know that. And let's see, these are all like playground stuff. I don't see like just an idle jump here. So let's see, jump and balance. Ooh, well, that's not terrible. Okay. Let's make an animation out of that. So we'll just copy that, and okay, let's look at our existing animations, because I want to sort of match the frame to our existing animations. So AnyRPG star jump. Nope, I guess not. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. We all there. So I think let's just find that folder. Okay. So this is yeah. This is the animation folder where we have these, and in one of these is the fall. We should have a fall animation in here somewhere. Okay, there we go. So we have jump and we have fall. Okay, so if we look at the fall here, you can see it's like just like sort of almost a floating in midair animation on the way down. This is what I was looking for, like what I was talking about with a falling loop. And that just plays for as long as you fall, and so that's like important because your character could fall for a long time, so it needs to be a good loop. With the jump, he's starting in the squat position here, and he reaches basically like the peak of his jump, and then just like when you can see he sort of starts to come down is where we end the fall. And if we look at the land animation is basically from the moment his feet touch the ground and then sort of like the crouch and stand back up. So basically that's what we're looking for. The land part of the animation is this bit right here, the minute his feet touch the ground and everything that happens after that. The jump animation starts from the bottom of the squat and does the spring until the apex, at which point he starts to come down. Then we want a fall loop right here where he's just sort of like waving his arms around in the air while he's falling. Okay, so good. So now we have like sort of a reference point for what types of animations we're looking for in this library. So let's just start with fall. Actually, I'm kind of interested. We'll switch that to mocap animations. Twists and falls. Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty neat twist, but that's not exactly the type of fall we need. I think this might be another one where he sort of like messed up and fell. Yeah. Okay. I think all the ones that are fall is where our mocap guy made some mistakes. Fall on face, nice. Oh yeah, okay. Rug pull fall. Hey, you know what? Do you know what that looks like to me? We don't have a death animation, and that looks to me like a death animation. So honestly, what I want to do is I'm going to make a death animation out of this. Let's just see. If we can get that to work. don't know if he actually moves down or not when he does this. If he doesn't, that's actually going to be a bit of an issue. Yeah, he's like floating above the ground here. That's not cool. Center of mass. Okay. Let's try that again. Now he sort of falls downwards. Maybe I can just have it based on his feet. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not fantastic. He sort of like slides down. You know what? What if I bet you that would fix it. I think if I bake the, no, maybe not. Wait, but, will that work? No, he's still like, okay, so I guess not baking the XZ position in is going to be better. And let's see, when he falls, pow, his arms go down. And then they sort of rest there. Okay, so let's try that. Maybe we'll start it a little bit earlier, like right there when his feet are still underneath him. Should we just set original orientation? Okay. Let's look at that a little larger. He's standing on the ground just fine. I don't know why his center is over there. His feet start to come up and then boom. Like it's really not the greatest death animation, especially considering that he still ends up above the ground. And I mean, we could put an offset in, but that would mean that like he was above the ground at the start of it. And yeah, because his feet are on the ground. Oh well, whatever. It's kind of a crappy death animation, and maybe he'll be floating a little bit above the ground, but we sort of need something, so I'm just going to call it AnyRPG Example Death Fall. And if we can't find anything else, then this will just be basically our backup. So that's not a falling animation. That's not a falling animation. Okay. So let's look for some jump animations now. And we've got this jump balance here, which we already made a clip for. So we'll start this one like the other one. The jump starts at the bottom the minute he's going to jump up. So like right there. And he goes up until he hits his apex and starts falling right there. So this is our AnyRPG example jump. Perfect. And then we're going to start at frame 32 for the next one. And we're going to fall until we hit the ground right there. That's the first point of contact. I just want to see what happens if I loop this. No, that looks really funny. Okay, so I don't think we're going to have the fall one in this particular animation. I think we're just actually going to start with the land. There. Let's try that. Okay, so we need to start a little bit more like when his feet just touch the ground there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this one can be AnyRPG example land. Okay, perfect. So that's good, but we still need like a falling loop, and it would be kind of nice, I don't know, if we could find like some stunned loops or something. So let's just keep looking. Jump. He didn't really jump in that one. Not much jumping in there. It's kind of hard. You need him to be like falling for a long time in order to actually get that falling loop. These are all jumping jacks. More forward jumps. Huh. This is an interesting one. I think I might make a jump out of this one as well. I like the way his hands are used for balance there. Okay, so we need to bake those in. Let him hit the apex of his jump. And then he sort of starts to fall. Okay, good. So this can be AnyRPG example jump 2. And then we'll start at frame 40 here. And see what we can come up with. So here's the beginning of the landing. And then back up to a neutral. Okay, so this will be any RPG example land 2. He still wasn't falling for long enough in this one, but it's still a totally reasonable jump animation. And I always like if I find an animation that's good, like especially in this Carnegie Mellon stuff, because so many of them, you have issues with them. If I find an animation that's good, I like to just to sort of save it for later if I can help it. So let's look at this and see how long is he falling for in here, because let's see. He reaches the apex of his jump. His arms are down at his side. He starts falling. Huh. He starts to bend his legs a little bit. Interesting. I wonder, I may be able to make a falling loop out of this one. Let's try it. Let's see. Oh no. Yeah, he hits the ground too fast. He's already hitting it right there. And if I looped that... yeah, no, it's not... Oh wait, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do loop pose. let's look at that. Uh, you know, it's not fantastic. It's pretty bad, but I think it just might work. We'll call that AnyRPG example fall, and set the same thing, frame 43 to 49. It's like, it's way too small of a loop, but in the interests of the fact that I'm a little desperate to find a good falling loop that we actually own, you know, it might actually do. Yeah, that one, he's not in the air long enough. Jumping jacks, jump up to, it's not really jumping, that's more like reaching. Let's see, what other kind of jumps do we have here? Like a really, really small one. Those are all way too small. Hey, high jump. It's not really super, super high. Let's see, so he reaches the apex there. And yeah, he only spends like 2 frames in the air. Let's try this one. You know what I think? I think maybe one of those other like jump down animations from the other set may actually work. I think I might go back and look at those after. So jumping jacks, jumping jacks, jumping jacks. This isn't really going to be jumping around. Those are definitely like tiny little hops. Yeah, those aren't really big jumps. Let's just, those are more like hops. I mean, the good news is if I ever decide to update the animation controller, which I hope to at some point, to actually show a different jump frame whether you're moving or not, you know, we have a ton of running jump selections in here. But, oh, what's this? Oh no, okay, it's 2 hops. I thought maybe he was like swinging his arms in the air for a little bit. No, that wouldn't do. Long jumps? Yeah, no, none of those really have what we're looking for. Jump off ledge, maybe that. Okay, how long is he falling for in this one? Okay, so his fall starts, let's see, like 248. Yeah, no, he's already landed by frame 252, so he's only in the air for like 3 frames. We kind of want one where he's in the air for more time than that. It's unfortunate because in this one he's in the air for a little while, but it's a forward jump, and it would look kind of funny if we tried to use that as our falling animation. This is all just, I think, like jumping jacks and stuff again, yeah. Good, yeah, we already have our AnyRPG straight kick out of there. Okay. Jump with kick and spin. Stretches and jumps. Okay, just a second. Do you know what's really interesting about this animation right here? Is that it almost looks like a falling animation. Let's see. Oh no, too bad. If he did like a complete rotation of his arms without his feet touching the ground, that would be really cool. Oh, that's too bad. Every time he does it though, Okay, wait, right here. See, right here, you could almost mistake that for a fall just because of the way his body is. Like, it almost looks like he's in the air, even though his feet are flat on the ground. Like, and he's looking down too. Let's see. Does he do like a complete loop of his hands from frame 205 to 214? Let's try that. 205 to 214. Loop time and pose. It looks kind of funny. He's like waving his arms super fast here, but I don't know. Is that like a good falling animation? I think I'm gonna make it into a falling animation. Why not? AnyRPG example fall 2. Okay, that may be terrible, but we have to work with what we have to work with here. So we're not expecting to get like perfect free animations out of this set at all. And I'll just keep looking, see if I can find anything here. These are small jumps. Nope, we want big, huge jumps. So I doubt we're going to find any in the rest of these. So let's see, just keep looking just in case, but it's really hard to find falling animations for sure. And the same thing with the dizzy or the stuns. Yeah, just looking at these, they all look like just like really short hops. I don't see anything that looks like it might be a big jump. Those are all like almost completely identical in that 118 series there. Wow, even that jump shot, he's not really in the air for too long. Oh, that one's got a bad arm. I am going to rename that to bad arm. These are all like running jumps. Oh, that's like a skateboarding jump. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think we're gonna find much else in there. Let's just go back for a second to the other animations and just take a second look at the raw mocap data here. Because I think this is like the highest one here where he's actually falling. So let's see, from frame 195. Oh no, his legs are too stretched out. It's not like a complete loop. Unfortunately, okay. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Let's try that one. Yeah, it's the same thing. He doesn't spend enough time in the air for his arms to do like a complete loop, basically. And these are all jump ups. Okay. So I think that's good. I think we can use those. And then there's one more thing that we don't have, basically. Like, we don't have stunned animations. So let's just go back to the huge mocap library here. Nothing in fight, but we do have like some boxing animations, but the real question is, do we have anything that looks like our guy is sort of stunned? Nothing so far. Oh yeah, bad arms. Oh right, I already did that. Okay, more boxing. Yeah, we already have that one. That definitely doesn't look like stunned. You know, there's some of these where he does like a range of motion. And some of these range of motion ones have some interesting motion in them. Oh, what's this? Okay, just a second. You know what? Does that look to you like a person who's a little bit stunned? It kind of does to me. Let's try that. So frame 157 will be our starting point. AnyRPG example stunned. And we're just going to bake this stuff in. And we had set our starting point at frame 157. Okay. And let's just see how long he shakes his head for. Shakes it once, shakes it twice, looks around, comes back to about there. Okay. It's not the greatest match for his hands, but if we loop time and loop pose, let's see what happens now. It's, it's not fantastic. Actually, you know what? We could probably even, okay, where is he when he starts? His face is sort of forward. Okay, he goes up, back, down, to the side, sort of forward. Okay, there. Frame 180. Let's try that as the endpoint. Open that up again. Okay, maybe we actually need to start the start point at like a little further up. Frame 158. You know what? I think we can start it even a little more. Basically, because it's like this shaking back and forth right here that we want to loop through. So I think this is just going to be like a really short one. Let's start this at frame 159 instead. See how that works. Okay, there's a little bit of a lag there, so we'll start it at 160. See if we can just get his head. Okay, almost. How about 161? Okay, that's not bad. So that way, back. you know what? He waits a second here before he starts moving it. I think like frame 163 is going to be a better starting point. Yeah, let's just check 162 and see how that looks. You know what? That's not bad, but let's do 163, see if we can get that motion a little smoother. Look at that. We have a stunned animation. Okay, cool. I'm really happy with that one actually. That's a nice loop. So that's awesome. Let's just go through and look through a couple other range of motion animations because, ooh, look at that. Boom. Okay. I kind of like at the beginning there, he does this thing where it looks like he's almost like getting punched. Right here. Okay, so we start, he's looking down at frame 25. He like drops his head. It's like, oh man, I am so stunned. Oh, look at me. I'm like, okay. Then we don't really want him bending down. This isn't going to loop very good, I don't think. Yeah, the position is too... It's hard to find a place. 25 to 59. Just try something here. Why not? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. I want to see if I can loop the pose in between frame 25 and 59. Yeah, that looks pretty funny. But yeah, no, it's the pose just doesn't match up enough. Okay, no worries. We're not going to do that. Let's see if we've got another one. You know what? That wasn't that bad. Let's take a look at that original head shaking thing. So he's like over there, back over there, back over there. You know what? That's almost a perfect loop here from 77. Frame 5 to frame 77, I think, are like a perfect loop. So let's try 5 to 77. That's a really funny stun, but yeah, okay, sure, why not? We'll call that AnyRPG stunned example stunned 2. And let's see what else we can find, any other hidden gems in these range of motion animations. You can find some pretty funny like random stuff in there if you're like really desperate for animations and you can't find anything specific anywhere else. Nothing that looks like a stun in there. That one might be okay. Let's try that out. Okay. Okay, so in frame 6, he's looking sideways like that. Boom, boom, boom. No, okay, so we need somewhere where he's looking forward. Okay, so 156, he's looking forward, so let's play that backwards. 132, his head is downwards. There we go. And 61, his head is downwards. So I think from 61 to 132, we can actually make that into a stunned loop as well. So 61, 132, call that AnyRPG example stunned 3, and loop time, loop pose, keep orientation, etc. All right, and let's see how that looks. Not bad. It's kind of a, I mean, these aren't like fantastic, but kind of looks like a stun guy a little bit. And we got that one too. So let's see, frame 2. He starts his head at like 25. circles it a couple times to about 101. Okay, so 25 to 101. Loop time, loop pose. Let's see how that's looking. There's a little bit of a lag in there. Let's move that up a bit, maybe 27 to 101. Okay, and maybe we need to pull it back a little bit, so like 99. You know what, maybe we can even, like, okay, so in 31 his head's like pulled over to the side there, and then it's like back. Okay, I see. Yeah, it's not bad. 31 to 95 maybe. Yeah, okay, let's try 30 to 95. See if we can make that match up a little better. No, there's too much of a pause. Okay, whatever, we don't really need that one. We already have like 3 decent stunned animations. And you know what? That was like a spellcasting animation, so let's make a copy of this, and I just want to see which frames we could use for that. Okay, so frame 80, it's like I'm waving my hands and I'm spellcasting. 80 to like 110, let's see. 80 to 110. That's not bad. That's like a casting waving animation. Okay, so I'm gonna call that AnyRPG example waving arms loop. And we also have some like spellcasting here. You know, AnyRPG spellcasting loop. And this one is basically like exactly 1 second, I think. It's like 30 frames. So if we go up here, 1 second, yeah. Okay, so this will be a spellcasting loop 1 second. And then let's look at this other one I tagged as spellcasting here, because I think there's some stuff in here that I wanted to use. Basically starting out, yeah, about there, I think. So this is at frame 532. So we'll start this at frame 532. Oh yeah, no, here it was, right here. Okay, let's make that a little bigger. So basically, he starts doing some stuff that looks like spellcasting right here. Frame 592. Yeah, okay. So 592, he starts to pull his. Actually, that's good right there. 580. Let's start this at 580. Because 580 looks like sort of like a relaxed neutral pose, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna start waving my hands and casting some spells and making some magic. Boom, right there. Yeah, okay. 720. So let's look at that. 720. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, so this one was animation that is 5.8 seconds long. So what I will do here is we're going to rename this to AnyRPG Example Casting Forward 5.8 seconds. Oh, I see, this one's 24 frames per second. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Basically, so this could be like some sort of like fireball that we throw forward. I'm going to pull a bunch more clips out of here, just different little pieces of it. So let's see. We're going to start at 580 again because that's like the start of the good stuff. Maybe we'll start a little further up. Yeah, right here. Let's start this one at 610. And I don't want this to include the forward part. I just want it to include the hand waving. So 672 will be the end point. And let's just try loop time and loop pose and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not bad. Hand waving stuff. You know what? Actually, maybe even shorter than that. 1, 2. Maybe to there. Maybe to frame 642 is the end. Let me look at that a little bigger and just check that again. Yeah, his hands go kind of weird at the end there. You start them out and then he like pulls them out at the end, brings them back. It's not the most fantastic loop. Maybe, you know what I want to do actually? Let's pull forward to the end of that right there. And then let's go back and see, okay, if he's gonna, oh, no wonder I have the, the loop time and pose on, that's why it looks kind of funny. Okay, let's try that again. So at the very end of this one, he goes like that. I think we want that like 1 or 2 more frames forward. No, right there, right? Yeah, okay. That'll be the end of it. This will be like his throwing fireball casting animation. And we can actually start this one like right here at 669. So let's start it at 669. And it'll just be like a single, like, there we go. Yep, that's fine. So it's not the greatest animation, but this is going to be basically any RPG one hand, let's see, casting 1H forward 2 seconds. So this is basically like for any forward cast where we need to have like a forward cast. I want to still try to pull like just like a hand wavy animation out of here. So let's take another look at the hand waving stuff. Okay. Okay, so starting at 613, his hands are in front of him. You know what I kind of like right here? 613 to 650. Let's try that, because basically I want to make like an animation for when he's doing like spell buffs or something. So the question is, does this look like an animation if you're going to cast a buff on yourself? Yeah, it kind of does. Okay, so this will be like any RPG casting 2 hands wave 1.5 seconds. Okay, so that's not bad. I think that's good. I've got one short forward animation, one sort of like waving animation. All right, and let's just keep looking at the other range of motions here. We already have some good dizzy ones. These don't really look like casting animations. He's like doing the boogie there, but nothing that would really be too useful, I don't think. Yeah, same thing. No real good casting hand animations. It's more like a rain dance than a cast. Huh. You know what? Let's take a closer look at that. Can we get a part of that? Ooh, what's this? Okay, it's from 123 to 148. Okay. Let's isolate that, 123 to 148, and just see what we got there. You know what? That's really not too bad. That's kind of like a casting up animation, and it's at 1 second, and I kind of like it, so we're going to call that AnyRPG example casting, I don't know, up, out, 2 hand, 1 second. So we need like a 1 second casting animation. That'll actually be pretty good. Let's look for something else. There's more like boogie stuff here. Like a squat down. Ooh, let's take a look at those. What's this? Hand wavy stuff. Oh, the feet on this one are terrible though, unfortunately. Let's see if I can fix that. Make his feet like stand on the ground. Oh no, yeah, his feet are a little messed up in this one, unfortunately. Okay. So, look at this other range of motion guy here. Oh, he has an upside down head. Wow, that's creepy. Yeah. Okay, so we're not going to use Mr. Upside Down Zombie head here. And I'm just going to label that upside down head. Okay, so we have some more casting animations here. I think I have this Mickey cast spell here. And let's just take a look at that. Okay, so we will pull an animation out of there. We will start it right here. Looks like about the start, and this is going to be AnyRPG example 2.8 casting 2H forward, and this one actually is a long animation, like 10 seconds or so, I think. So boom, 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 and back up to neutral. Where are we here? And back up to neutral. 9.7 seconds. Okay, let's open that one up and take a look at it. Okay, good. So now what I want to do is I want to see if I can pull out just a single forward step out of that. So let's start it again at frame 43. And see right here. See, he starts again before he ever lets his leg touch the ground, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping I could get like a single cast animation out of this. So let's see, to frame 116, so 43 to 116. And if we do that, it's like a... You know what? Actually, that's not bad because he'll just sort of like jerkily position back into his main standing stance. So this isn't bad actually. It's a 3-second forward cast. So AnyRPG example casting 2H forward 3 seconds. And I think I'm okay with that. And then I also had this one right here, which I had tagged as Mickey spellcasting when he was conducting music. So let's try to find there. Okay. This is like an upwards casting motion, maybe. Okay, where was that again? We were going to start the upwards casting motion at 143. And let's see how far we need to take that. He's like, boom, boom. Okay, so the first one we can do, I think, is just like 143 to 181. And let's just look at that. Okay, perfect. So that's like a 1.5 seconds upward cast. So we're going to call that AnyRPG example 2H cast up 1.5s. And then let's make a new one. We'll just start this other one at 143 again because I just want to look through the full range of casting motions here. Boom, boom. We can actually do like a 2 cast up by that. So 1, 2, perfect. Over to 222. So we'll end this one at frame 222 and this is a 3.2 second upward cast. So AnyRPG example 2H cast up 3.2 seconds. And I like to try to get as many casting animations in as many different directions as possible, because if you're like, I don't know, doing a ground cast on the ground or something, you want him to like be throwing his hands downwards. But if you're doing like a cast where he's, I don't know, buffing somebody, or maybe something's coming out of the ground, you maybe want a different cast for that. So 143, or like if he's throwing a fireball, you want him to do like a Hadouken, like Street Fighter type of animation. Okay, and let's just see what we can pull out of this one now. So we've already got the 2 hands up. He does more. 2 hands up again. More 2 hands up. We got lots of 2 hands ups, but the question is, does he do any downward? Jumping. I'm looking for like basically like downwards or forwards motions. Huh. That's kind of a neat animation right there. Like a downward swipe. But I don't know that it'll be great for ooh, what's that? Wow, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Right there. 1135. Boom. Upwards animation. Oh, that's rad. Yeah. Okay. Just like that. Boom. Upwards animation again. Okay. Yeah. Let's do these ones. So up one is like 1170 something. Go down to 1192. Okay. Let's just watch that. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So this is like a 2-second up basically. So this will be AnyRPG example 2H cast up to 3 seconds. And then we'll make another one because there was another really cool, no, wait a minute, this wasn't 2-hand cast up, this was right hand cast up. So 1H right cast up. And then the next one, we're going to start at 1192 where this ends. And we will pull it out to here, and we do a left hand cast up. Just a second, I think I need to fix the body orientation and stuff. Okay, let's try that. This is the left hand cast up. Okay, to 1217, and then back down at sort of neutral 1257. All right, let's just take a look at that. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so that's AnyRPG example 1H left cast up to 7 seconds. Okay. So that's good, and then I don't think there's really anything after that. I think if we start at 1257 here, we'll just see that there's like just a few frames of him sort of idling. Okay, so that's good. We have lots and lots of casting animations now that we can use. We have a death animation. What other animations do we need? We need drinking animations. We don't have a drinking animation that we own. So let's see if we can find something. Unscrew a soda bottle. Ooh, that looks good. Let's try that. Animation starting at, whoops, lost it. 73. Drinks the thing, puts it down, 166. So this one gets to be AnyRPG standing drink 3.8 seconds. Yeah, that is so perfect. Good. That's like way better than I thought I was going to find. Yeah, okay, good. And let's see, do we have anything different in here? He's good. It's like a double drink. Okay. So let's start this one at frame 62. Whoops. No, we're going to make a duplicate of that. I always would like to keep a copy of the original. Start our duplicate at frame 62. Drink 1, drink 2, and down again. Okay, good. Down to about 232. And this is 7 seconds, so we will call this AnyRPG example drink 7 seconds. Good, perfect. So let's look at the next one here. Let's see what else we have. That one he's like putting it up off a shelf. You know what? This is kind of nice as well. I like this one. So we're going to make a copy of this. We'll start it at frame 19. Because it's like he really tilts his head back in this one, which I kind of like. Okay, good. We're just going to run it right up until the end. So this is an 8.3 seconds. So this is AnyRPG example drink 8.3 seconds. And that's good. Let's look. There's like a whole pile of like drinking soda animations here. Let's make a copy of this one as well. So this one starts, whoops, what frame? Basically frame 3. And the major difference with this one is it's like a left-handed drink. Okay, so we'll just end it right there. Basically at frame, where are we here, 100? And this one will be AnyRPG example drink left hand 4 seconds. And that way we have like drinking animations for pretty much every length of time we could need. So this one, let's see, 66. So we'll start at frame 66 and run this until frame 163. And this is also a left-handed drink, and left-handed drink 4 seconds. So AnyRPG example drink left hand. Okay, yeah, wow, yeah, 4 seconds too, because we already have one that was like almost exactly 4 seconds. I think honestly, I think we have enough drinking animations here. Yeah, it's fine. Drinking, smoking. Ooh, you know what? What's this? Check this out. Does this look like smoking or does this look like eating? Because honestly, it almost looks to me more like eating than anything. Huh. Because I was looking for an eating animation. We don't have one yet, so let's look for eat. Okay, maybe eating dinner. So basically, this guy's eating dinner like standing at a table, and I kind of want him to be sitting down while he's eating. I might use that smoking animation because it actually kind of looks like eating. You know what, actually? This is totally fine. I guess, yeah, I'd like to have him standing up while he's eating, but you know what? That is an awesome animation. I'd like to have him sitting down, but there's no reason why he can't eat standing up. So let's do it. Let's use this one. So frame 22 will be our starting point. He's going to eat some more. Yeah, frame 159, we can end there. So this is going to be AnyRPG eating 5-7 seconds. And I'm just going to call it eating standing 5-7 seconds. And actually the cool thing, about this is I think our other eating animation actually was 6 seconds. So why don't we just pull that out and make it 6 seconds long. Let's see, eating some more, and putting his hands down. Perfect. I love that because our other eating animation was 6 seconds, so this matches perfectly the timing of that animation. So now we've got a bunch of animations. I think honestly we actually have all of the animations that we need now. We'll call that AnyRPG example eating. I like to use the word example on these because it's really easy to search through them and realize that anything I call example is either public domain or we created it. So now what we want to do is we want to go down into like pretty much all of our abilities, and we want to swap out all of those other animations for animations that we own. So those are done in the base abilities because you don't get casting animations with the other stuff. So our dragon's breath here, we have a cast forward 4 seconds. So example casting, we'll just look for a 4-second animation. I guess I can just do like 3-second forward animation. It's probably close enough. Eat cooked ham. This is a 6-second cast, and this is actually great because eat. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Eating standing 6 seconds. And then eat raw white mullet, same deal, it's a 6-second cast, so eating standing 6 seconds. Eat uncooked ham, same deal. Eating standing 6 seconds. Ice shards is going to be cast forward 2 hands, 3 seconds. You know what I'll even do? Just to like make it so it matches, I'm just going to switch Ice Shards and Dragon's Breath to be 3-second cast, just so they match the animation a little better. Life Tether, same deal. We're going to set the casting time on that to 2.99 and set the two-handed casting forward animation for that. Life Tether AoE is a 15-second cast. I don't think... Whoa, what happened there? Let's try that again. Clicking up there. Example cast. We don't have actually like a 15-second cast. In fact... Let's see. We have this two-hand cast up animation. I think I'm just going to change the Life Tether AoE to a 3.2 second cast just to match that time there. Lightning Tether, change that to our forward cast 3 seconds. Lightning Tether AoE, I am going to do the same thing, basically make this the 3.2 second casting up animation. Nature's Embrace, same thing, it's sort of like a casting hand waving thing. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm casting up 3.2 seconds, and I'll just shorten the casting time on this to match. Wait a minute, just a second. Did I have... I swear I had like an 8-second... No, I've got forward casting 5. Okay, was this range of motion spell casting one? Let me just check. We have arms wave, arms wave, arms wave, arms wave. I think I can make a longer, because this wave right here is only 1.5 seconds and the forward cast is 5.8. Honestly, what I want is I want another one that starts at frame 580, does all the casting stuff, and ends literally right there, like 675 before he starts turning. Whoops, 675. And I just want it to loop the pose and stuff, so like I don't think we'll ever actually play through the loop, but yeah, I don't want to loop that. It's looking a little funny when I loop it. Perfect. Okay, so this one, this is a, oh wow, it's only 4 seconds. Okay. That's okay, because we want AnyRPG casting 2H wave 4S. And I actually like that because basically, let's go back to our direct abilities, and that gives us a 4-second cast, which was something I was actually looking for on like our channeled stuff here. So if I look at like life tether AoE, for example, now we can change that to 4 seconds, and AnyRPG casting 2H wave 4 seconds. And actually, you know what? I want to go back into this, and just to let us know that these are ones that we own, I want to put the word example in front of them. Okay, good. And in fact, you know, even just to make things a little easier, let's go to mocap animations, search for AnyRPG, and rename every single thing in here to example, so we know that we own it. Okay, everything is called example except for this one right here. Okay, awesome. Every other thing there says example on it, except for this last one right here. Okay, good. So now when I'm looking through, I'm not going to confuse the stuff we own with stuff other people own. So actually, you know what I also kind of want to do is I want to go through the raw mocap data here, and I just want to search for AnyRPG and see if we put. We totally did. We've got a bunch of animations in here. Oh, these are named source. Source is fine because I don't actually use those. Source was just another way that I had previously of tracking stuff. I'm not using it anymore though. So that's good. Now let's go back into our animations, and we still have to open our example animations here and then go into our base abilities and then channeled. Okay, and no, I guess we have to go back there again. Okay, so life tether is fine. Life tether AoE set to 4 seconds. Lightning tether AoE, we'll do the same thing. Casting 2-hand wave 4 seconds. Change that back to 4 seconds. Example nature's embrace, same thing. Change that to casting wave 4 seconds. Set the animation to 4 seconds. Nature's Embrace AoE, same thing. Set that to the casting wave 4 seconds, and we'll just make that shorten into a 4-second cast. Ocean's Embrace, same deal. Why don't we do casting wave 4 seconds and make that a 4-second cast. Okay, good. So that's all of our channeled spells. Let's look at the rest of them now. So Light of Revival is a 1.5 second cast. So what we're going to be doing here is looking for any RPG star example, star cast. So luckily we just happen to have a 1.5 second cast there, so we don't need to change much. This is a two-handed upward cast, 2 seconds. So let's see if we have. Yeah, no, that's 1 second. One-handed forward. You know what we'll do? We'll just change that. So this will now. Oh, you know what? Yeah, actually no. We'll do this. 1.5 seconds. Oh, actually that's fine. Yeah, it's already got a 1.5 seconds cast time. So good. This is 1.5 seconds. So same deal. Cast up 1.5 seconds. Revive AoE 1.5 seconds. So same deal. Cast up 1.5 seconds. Wham hit is nothing. That's a special ability. So big fireball forward 2 seconds. I think we actually have a forward two hand forward. Two hand forward 3 seconds. One hand forward 2 seconds. I think I'll just switch the casting times on these. So one hand forward 2 seconds. This ability doesn't need a cooldown because it's got a casting time. The casting time is going to be 2 seconds now, I think. Blast of Light, we don't have anything for. Earth Pulse, 1.5 seconds. Change that to 2. Make it the one hand forward. Let's see, how many of these spells here? Okay, so our Fireball AoE. Actually, we'll just go back to this. So our regular Fireball. We want to do one hand forward 2 seconds. Our Fireball AoE, we want something a little different. We want I don't know if we've got an out. Yeah, we do. Casting 2 hands up and out 1 second. We'll make our Fireball AoE a super short spell then, sure. Firebolt, 2 second forward animation. Ice Bolt, 2 second forward animation. Ice Bolt AoE, super short cast. Up, out. Meteor Strike. Now this, I don't think we have a down. Yeah, we don't have a down, unfortunately. That would be really cool if we did. So in this case, just a 1.5 second out. Rune Sword on hit is an on hit, so no casting time. Solar Radiation, no casting time. Tornado, we have a forward 2 seconds, so make it one hand forward 2 seconds. Tornado AoE. We will do the out animation, out and up. Water Geyser. We have a forward animation. our guys are AoE. We'll just use that up and out animation. I know it's kind of silly that we're making our AoE abilities actually take less time to cast than the single target, considering how much more powerful they are. But I'm not really bothered by that right now. Okay, healing circle we're using up. So let's see, what do we have up? Cast up 1.5 seconds, perfect. Healing missile is forward, so we will use our forward animation. Nature sphere is up, so we'll use our cast up 1.5 seconds. These abilities don't have any casting, but ooh, look at that, AnyRPG drink. So we need to change these. The casting time on all these is 2.6 seconds. So AnyRPG example star drink. What's the best drink we have? These are all, let's see, 2.6. I think I'm going to change them. We have this example standing drink 3.8 seconds. I think that's probably the best, and we'll change all their casting times to 3.8 to match. Warming ray is a one hand up 2 seconds. So let's see. I don't have a one hand up, I don't think. Nope, but oh, there we go, yeah. But I want a quicker one than that, so we'll use a two hand up 1.5 seconds. So that's good, we got all those done. System abilities, basically, they don't have casting animations, the system casts them for us, and then we already went through all these and we changed all these with basically the example animations. Status effects. Yeah, okay, we got to do all these too. Okay, so Blessing of the Makers, 2-second cast. Cast up 1.5, I guess. Blizzard Aura. Okay. Blizzard Aura doesn't have a cast time, and I think let's give it a cast time. So two-hand cast up 1.5 seconds. Blizzard Destruction Aura, same thing. Let's give that one a cast time as well. Two-hand cast up 1.5 seconds. We'll do the same thing for Blood Shield. You know what? Blood Shield we can do cast out. Yeah. Sure, so cast out, two-hand 1 seconds. Actually, you know what? Both of these guys, let's do cast out as well. And we'll just set both of them to 1 second. Wait, no. Bone Spikes has to have a 0-second cast time. We do have an animation clip set for it. We're not going to end up using it though, because basically with a 0-second cast time it won't bother triggering that animation. The rest of these abilities, these are instant, they're basically for scrolls. Chain Aura has no cast time, but if we are, let's do out, and I'll set it to 1 second. Dark Tentacles, same thing, we'll do out. Demonic Control doesn't have a cast time. For Fire Destruction Aura, I will do two-hand casting up out. Fire Shield, same thing, two-hand casting up out. Lightning Destruction Aura, two-hand casting up out. Lightning Shield, same thing, two-hand casting up out. Do the same thing for Rock Skin. Yeah, why not? I'll even do same thing for speed of the wolf. Undead Slayer is a special effect, so it doesn't need it. Water Shield, Water Destruction Aura, Wind Shield, Wind Destruction Aura. They can all have the same casting to hand out. Weakness. Weakness is actually an instant cast. So I'm just going to clear that because we don't want to have to actually spend time casting weakness. Good. So that stuff all looks okay. Alright, and then we have our teleport abilities. Teleport combat scene. Teleport default scene. Okay, so we have a 5-second cast here, so we should find some sort of 5-second cast. I think the best thing I have actually is the 4-second wave, so we'll change that to 4 seconds. This is a 0-second cast, but we don't want to be referencing things that we aren't using, so we're just going to set the casting animation to none. And that, I think, handles all our casting animations. So let's just go ahead and check now what prefabs and stuff we're still referencing that we don't own. See if there's any of those left. So we're gonna open up all our scenes again and select their dependencies. So example load game manager, example default scene, example cutscene, example combat scene, and the main menu. Right click on those, select dependencies. Now we wait for Unity to go find those. And let's see, it should be coming up with a list here pretty soon. There we go. And now we can go export package and we'll get a nice sorted list with all the directories included. Uncheck include dependencies, and okay, so we still have some stuff in here that shouldn't be there. Yeah, okay. Definitely there's still some stuff in there that shouldn't be there. But I think like we're gonna need to go through and fix up the character controller and probably just fix up the dependencies. I'm thinking basically at this point, yeah, that's not bad actually. So if we collapse all the directories here, we've got huge mocap animations, which is perfect. That I need to change. Not sure. Oh, standard double-sided. Interesting. I thought I was using a standard double-sided shader from Unity. Maybe this is actually part of the standard assets, but I imported it first, and so they had it in their package. But basically, okay, so when we look at everything, I've got the fish to clean up. I have a couple of materials, some icons, and just some animations and dependencies. I think what we'll do is we'll go through and we'll fix up all those dependencies in the next episode, because it looks like we actually have created all of the animations we need to support everything, and we've got all the prefabs and icons, and I just have to go find sort of where we forgot to fix a couple references to the alpha content. So 2 hours and 40 minutes, that's about long enough for this particular live stream. As always, thank you for joining, and if you like this type of content and you want to see more of it in the future, then subscribe to the Cohesion YouTube channel, like the videos, or just leave a note in the comments letting me know what you'd like to see. Thanks for joining, and take care. I'll see you next time.